All right, Bards, well, this week we got to hear that great AFL theme song.
Which one's that, Graham?
GWS.
Sensational. Good to see them win the game.
Exactly right. They're on a roll now, aren't they? One in a row.
That's it.
And that's one in a row for us, unfortunately. A loss.
Another loss, mate. It was very much a case of deja vu from last year. Last two times Richmond beat us, we've made the grand final. Let's make it another one of those.
I think it even rained at about the same time.
It appears so. I was fairly busy working, as the listeners should remember, but from what I saw, yes, not a good day's performance at all.
Right, now how quickly can you say the score?
66-107, we lost.
Okay, good. Goal kickers? That won't be too long either.
Yopolo 2, singles, Franklin, Lewis, Smith, Burgoyne, Guerra, Segler and Hodge. Good spread, just not enough of them.
Votes?
No. No, I've got to be fair. The club give votes in losses, so I should as well. No one gets 5. We'll give Mitchell 4, Smith 3, Yopolo 2 and Guerra 1.
It's a short show, isn't it?
Well, we don't like talking about losses, unless we find something else to talk about, Grant.
So where do we lose it, Bards?
To be honest, mate, I didn't watch a great deal of it. I was back and forth. I had it on the iPad on the bar, so when I wasn't serving, I was having a quick look. So I saw more scores, not the general run of play, but what I did see in the run of play and what I was spoken to a couple of mates about was turnovers. Couldn't hit a target all day. Even apparently Rioli was kicking them over people's heads all day. I saw one passage of play where we're streaming down the centre. We got the overlap going in the middle, nice little handball over the top. That missed by a metre, bounced sideways. They got the ball, ran back the other way for a goal. So we got smashed at clearances and we turned the ball over, and Richmond are the sort of side that are very good at getting out the back, and they did it time and time again and just totally outscored us, you know. We couldn't put any scoreboard pressure on early. 66 points, mate. We average 110 or something.
They didn't let us go through the middle. They put pressure on young guys like Brewston Hill. Wasn't a lot going for us that game, and probably exposed a few things we didn't want exposed, didn't it?
I don't think it matters too much, because I think the sides that we're going to have to beat, they probably know how to expose us. Well, it's just a matter of us learning how to deal with that. I don't think Richmond has shown Sydney or Geelong anything they didn't already know. So the other clubs like Essendon and Collingwood don't seem to care that that's the way to beat us. They let us take the game up to them. So we'll see what happens, I guess, when we come up against these sides. But look, Richmond are going to be a decent football side. They've got some good players at both ends and a good midfield. But look, they got us on a day, or maybe they created it, but we just had too many blokes down on the same day. And can't win matches of AFL footy doing that. Hopefully David Hale's right. He came out today and said a blip on the radar, all that sort of jazz. Hopefully it's right. We've lost our captain for a couple of weeks by the looks of it, which is a bit disappointing as well. So look out, St Kilda will come out firing this week, I hope.
Hey, yet again, Adam was proven wrong about Mitch Thorpe. We should have taken Jack Rue off.
Jack, to me, is very one-dimensional. He seems to have a habit the last couple of times of getting hold of us. I still don't know if he would be the answer for us, but I guess if he was with us, he wouldn't have been with them.
But we move on.
We have to move on.
No blast, Bards?
Mate, I could blast anything from the DRS to 20 Hawthorn players to, I don't know, the rain that comes down and ruins our footy, but there's no point. We'll move on. Let's have a look at St Kilda.
We haven't even mentioned it. Weathers is missing.
Weathers is MIA yet again. Man of leisure, travelling the world or the country or the state that he lives in. But I think this may be the last time he's MIA, Grant. Is that right?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he wasn't very happy about travelling 800 kilometres over the course of a day to come down and watch us get towed up like that. If there was a whack, that's his whack.
Wasn't his sole reason for coming to Melbourne for the weekend.
It was, yes.
If there's ever been a time that I was happy that work got in the way and prevented me from using my lovely reserve seat at MCG, well, that was it.
Alright, well, no blast, no whack. To be honest, no fair sucker to salve. But we are going to put down a bit of a challenge this week, aren't we? In the spirit of the forthcoming election and the debate about debates, we're actually going to have a debate next week. And the topic is, should you leave the football early when your team is being towed up?
Oh, controversial.
And for the yes case will be Adam Wedlock, and for the no case will be Glenn Barden, and the moderator will be Grant Howes.
Sounds like a very interesting topic indeed. Are we going to have to worm?
I'm sure the two experts are very familiar with the yes and the no case, and they'll be able to debate the merits of both cases, and we'll see what the 10 or so listeners or 102 members have to say about the merits of leaving a Richmond game early.
Think of one listener straight away who's going to be firmly in Adam's camp, judging by the text message I received about halfway through the last quarter on Saturday. So, Adam, you're going to have someone backing you up, and his name may be Jeff Smith.
All right, so stay tuned for that one. The great debate, Wedlock versus Barden.
I've got one more thing about this Richmond game. I've got to tell this story because it's quite funny. My sister went to the footy. She's a fully paid up gold member like us. Doesn't get to go to very many games at all due to family commitments. She went to the game. I couldn't go, so she took a friend. She went down, found her seat. Well, she found my seat because her seat's by herself, so she sat where we sit with our friends. And some lady behind her was being rude and obnoxious and swearing and carrying on and causing trouble and threatening and stab her and all this sort of stuff. It was pretty nasty. And she's trying to figure out why is this person sitting behind me and where are my friends and why haven't they come? So at quarter time she's ready to leave the game because she can't handle it, she's scared. From being intimidated by this woman who calls herself a Hawthorn supporter, she then looks on Facebook and sees that our friends that sit with us have checked in at the MCG, puts a message up, "Oh my God, where are you?" She goes, "In our seats." She looks across one bay and realises that she's sitting in the wrong bay. Row E, seat 3, 4, 5, but in 54 instead of 53. So, between the legs, wanders over to the proper seats and watches the rest of the game. Judging by what happened at that stage, she probably should have gone home. Nate, I know you'll hear it. Had to be told.
Excellent. All right, well, that might be a blast for whack and a fair all in one, mightn't it?
It's amazing though. Obviously, they're supporting the same team, and they can, get that angry. They're talking about, people deliberately kicking the back of someone's seat to make it uncomfortable and stuff like that.
Not good, but we all expect big things of the club, don't we? It's just how we show our frustrations clearly. Right, Bards, well, it's time for that exciting segment, the one that you just craved for, from the back line.
All right, mate. Obviously, we're playing St Kilda Friday night. We've had 3 changes coming into the side. Banger, Simpkin and Grimley, and going out Franklin with hamstring soreness. Luke Hodge with a thumb injury, and Jonathan Segler has been omitted. From the back line, Stratton, Lake, Guerra. Halfbacks, Sewell, Gibson and Duray. The centre line is Smith, Mitchell and Hill. Half forwards, Whitecross, Gunston, Savage. Forward line, Burgoyne, Roughhead and Rioli. The rucks are Hale, Lewis and Puopolo. The interchange, Bruce, Spanger, Simpkin and Grimley. Emergencies, Cheney, Segler and Anderson. What do you make of all that, Grant?
I see the vest wearer's back, number 1.
Yes, Simpkin will be donning the vest again. I'm looking at that interchange. I can't see much point in Spanger or Grimley wearing it, so there we go. Still no Max Bailey, not back, which is interesting.
No Birchall back yet either.
Birchall still not back. Franklin having a rest, Hodge having a rest, so there's a few missing from our best team, but good to see Grimley get another shot at it. Spanger, obviously, he needed another game, but they've got to make sure he's right should a big bloke go down. And Anderson as an emergency, I'm pretty keen to see him back in that team. I thought maybe Hill would have got a rest this week.
Yeah, he may well be back in. Look, I said to you offline that I think the reason Buddy's out is not a hamstring, but he's probably been locked away in a room with a pen and paper and they're waiting for him to sign before he comes out.
He might not play again this year if we try that tactic.
Look, we're desperate. We've got to try anything, don't we?
I think Buddy's just busy promoting his lovely boots, the Buddy boots.
Is that how he did the hamstring?
Maybe. Did a hamstring doing up his shoelaces all day.
All right, well, this week, Bards, we're off to Etihad Stadium, one of the grounds that we preferred to play on.
Best thing about Etihad Stadium, Grant, the way we play footy, is that the roof will be shut, it'll be dry, and I don't think we like the wet.
Hey, aren't they owed a final this year? Aren't they down one final? Didn't we probably organise one there?
They are down a final, and there's every chance that it'll be us that'll get shafted into playing there.
I don't think we'd complain about that, will we?
Hey, if we're playing, well, who could it be? Could be Freo. Freo at Etihad, or hang on, 2001 coming back to haunt me there. Yeah, look, if we have to play there, we'll play there. Anywhere, anytime, bring them on.
Well, this Friday night, replacement game, St Kilda, 7:50 start. How will we win this one?
I think out of pure frustration from last week, mate, to be honest, there's going to be anger there. Clarko would not have accepted anything that went on last Saturday, so I think the boys would have felt his wrath during the week, and maybe that of David Wrath as well. No pun intended. I guess it was pun intended. So, yeah, look, mate, I think St Kilda obviously aren't anywhere near the side they were a couple of years ago. We're a lot better side than them, and unless we put on a performance like we did on the weekend, which was utter crap, we'll win this game and win it convincingly.
This is a game where we actually need to win convincingly to get the percentage back, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We need to improve that percentage again. With the run we've got home, 3 tough games following this one. They need to really look at this as an opportunity to set ourselves up for those last 3.
All right, well, I'm going to go on margin of 15 goals here.
Wow, 15 goals. I was going to say 60 points, so hopefully you're right.
I'm looking for percentage, Bards. I'm looking for percentage.
We're going to need it, mate. We're going to need it. Yep, we'll be there, and hopefully we get the job done with aplomb.
And Buddy and Ruffy to take over Coleman medal tally.
Yes. Well, I didn't even look. What did Kennedy get on the weekend? Well, Rufford was out injured, wasn't he?
He's up 5 ahead.
5 ahead. So, yeah, pity Ruffy didn't play last week. Hopefully this week he comes out and has a bit to prove.
All right, Bards, well, we better go. I've got to go and cut this up, so go Hawks.
Go Hawks.